Legislative powers. The two houses of Congress, created as a result of the Connecticut Compromise, resulted in the establishment of a House of Representatives and a Senate. The House of Representatives is made up of 435 members based on the census taken every 10 years. There is approximately one House seat for every 550,000 people in each state. It also includes shadow representatives from the District of Columbia and Guam. Each state has a minimum of 2 representatives. As a result of the Supreme Court decision Baker v. Carr, the principle of one man, one vote was established. This decision created guidelines for drawing up congressional districts and guaranteed a more equitable system of representation to the citizens of each state. The Supreme Court has been asked to review some districts in the South drawn up to ensure racial representation. In a highly controversial decision, the court ruled in 1995 that a racially apportioned district in Georgia, set up to comply with the Voting Rights Act of 1965, was unconstitutional based on the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. In other situations, in order to rectify congressional boundaries, some state legislatures, based on political affiliation, created districts that favored the political party in power. This action is known as gerrymandering. The House of Representatives is considered more representative than the Senate because of its size, term of office, and qualifications for office. The term of office for a representative is 2 years compared to 6 years for a senator. A person serving in the House has to be at least 25 years old, an American citizen for 10 years, and an inhabitant of the state that the congressman represents. A senator, on the other hand, must be at least 30 years old, 9 years a citizen of the United States, and a resident of the state that the senator represents. Many states have passed term limitations restricting the number of consecutive terms a representative can serve. In 1995, the Supreme Court ruled that these laws were unconstitutional. When you look at the specific power of each house, you also can see how the House is closer to the people. Beside the fact that senators were originally appointed by state legislatures, the House of Representatives is given the responsibility of starting all revenue bills and initiating the process of impeachment. During the impeachment hearing of Richard Nixon and Bill Clinton, the House Judiciary Committee passed impeachment charges. Nixon resigned before the Senate could try him, whereas Clinton was acquitted by the Senate. The Senate must also pass revenue bills and can certainly pass a different version, but it must wait for the House to pass its version of the bill. The Senate tries impeachment cases, and in only 2 cases involving a president, after voting on articles of impeachment, failed to convict Andrew Johnson by 1 vote and acquitted Bill Clinton. The other major difference in the allocation of powers between the 2 bodies is that the Senate has the responsibility of approving presidential appointments and treaties. The common powers of Congress are listed in Article 1, Section 8. These are the enumerated or delegated powers of Congress. They include the power to collect taxes, pay debts, and provide for the common defense and general welfare, to borrow money, to regulate commerce among the states or interstate commerce and with foreign countries, establish uniform laws dealing with immigration and naturalization and bankruptcies, coin money, make laws regarding the punishment for counterfeiting, establish post offices, make copyright laws, establish federal courts in addition to the Supreme Court, define and punish piracy, declare war, raise and support armies and a navy, and create a National Guard. In this same section, implied powers are defined in the Necessary and Proper Clause, which states that Congress has the power to make all laws necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers. This clause is also known as the Elastic Clause and is a major and significant power of Congress, granting the Congress the ability to interpret its lawmaking ability in a broad manner. Even though strict interpreters of the Constitution reject the extent of its elasticity, Congress has demonstrated an ability to change with the times. From the creation of the National Bank in the 1800s to the passage of the Brady Bill, establishing a waiting period for handgun purchase, congressional legislation, more often than not, reflects the tenure of the times. Powers denied to Congress are the denial of writ of habeas corpus, giving appeal protection to the accused, the passage of bill of attainder laws, which prescribe penalties without due process, and the passage of ex post facto laws, which take effect after the act takes place. In addition, Congress cannot pass export taxes or grant titles of nobility to its citizens. The issue of how much power the Congress exerts in comparison to the other branches, and whether it becomes an imperial Congress, is the theme of our coming lesson, Lesson 8, the Congress.